Hey guys, welcome to the Thinking is Infinite podcast. Today we're going to be discussing the Super Bowl, some updates for my program, my broadcasting program, and we're also going to be discussing an odd challenge that's going on in the internet, and it's something that is actually very interesting, so be sure to stick around. And anyway, we're starting the podcast.
Hey, welcome to the Thinking is Infinite podcast with Joe
and John.
And this is actually a very special one because
Super Bowl
podcast.
Yes, Super Bowl Sunday is coming up tomorrow.
And we have to bring in someone with excellent sports knowledge, someone who is very intelligent with football, and he's an excellent field goal kicker. Say hi to the people, Ryan.
Hello.
And you are going to take it away.
So, actually, before we get started, obviously Super Bowl Sunday, you guys excited about that?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, it's 6 o'clock, the whole world watches, they got good Super Bowl, commercials.
6:30.
6:30. See, do you see how intelligent Ryan is? He knows it's a 6:30 start when I said 6 o'clock. And it's a day of eating, overeating, watching a football game, watching the two best teams
Eating
play,
fast
right?
food.
Eating, junk food, right? So, but before we actually go into the game, let's talk about the snacks, because I love the snacks. What's your favorite snack, Ryan?
Probably pretzels.
Ryan likes the pretzels at Super Bowl Sunday, and do you have anything else? Do you like dip? Do you get any dip to put everything in? What type of dip do you like? Cheese dip. I like the cheese dip too. Joe, what's your favorite Super Bowl snack?
Kind of hard. Usually I like, if I'm having a snack, I'm having Doritos. But if I'm having fast food, I kind of like KFC with it.
All right,
if I'm having a fast food snack, I'm having KFC. But if you're saying a snack, something you have in your house, it would be, it would definitely be Doritos.
See, I think Doritos is the perfect Super Bowl snack. I like Doritos and I like boneless wings. Those are my two favorite to watch on the Super Bowl Sunday. But there's a game going on, right? It's not just about the snacks and the food and the eating, and that's why we brought Ryan in, because Ryan really knows football. And if you listen to a previous podcast, I think Ryan got 3 out of 4 playoff games correct. And in one instance, he actually got the score on the money, which was pretty incredible for a 9-year-old, right, Ryan?
Yes.
So Ryan is going to tell us, first of all, it's the Los Angeles Rams versus the Cincinnati Bengals, right?
The Rams are the guest, Cincinnati's home.
So Cincinnati's considered the home team, but where is it being played, Ryan?
SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California.
In California, in Los Angeles, right? Isn't it actually
Inglewood,
but isn't that the Rams' home field?
Correct.
Right. So Ryan, now, first of all, we're going to break down the game a little bit, and then Ryan's going to tell us who he thinks he's going to win. So Ryan, out of the two teams, who's got the better offense, and why?
Because they have Odell Beckham Jr., they have Matthew Stafford, which in one of the playoff games where they versed the Buccaneers, he did a crazy pass to Cooper Kupp. He's also really good on the offense.
So they got 3 great players.
Odell Beckham, he was at once on the Giants, and he performed excellently on that team. He caught a lot of balls. He made a lot of passes. I remember Odell Beckham on the Giants. And he really did carry the team at one point. So I do believe that he is a very, very good offensive player. And I heard that he was going to the Rams, so that actually is going to be quite formidable. And the other two are also great players as well.
Yeah, and you know what? He also, and Odell Beckham Jr., right? Were you talking about the Odell Beckham Jr., didn't he pass the ball to Cooper Kupp or something like that, right? Is that the play that you're talking about?
Stafford.
Oh, Stafford did. So Matthew Stafford is the quarterback for the Rams, right? And you said, and Ryan was telling me, Ryan, where did he play before?
Detroit Lions.
Yeah, and he was on a team that really was never that great, but he was a very good quarterback. So he moved to finally a good team, and now here he is in the Super Bowl.
In 2009, he got drafted to the Lions.
That's a long time ago, right? That's 12, 13 years ago.
And in 2021, he got traded from the Detroit Lions for the Rams, Jared Goff. So now Jared Goff is on the Detroit Lions, Matthew Stafford's on the...
Poor Jared Goff, huh? He went from the Rams to now he's on the Lions, but at least Stafford has a chance to win a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So you're really thinking that the Rams' offense is very strong. Now, what makes Ryan, because Ryan's the pro, and I haven't really watched the Cincinnati Bengals this year, what makes the Cincinnati Bengals so good on offense?
I really like them on offense, but it's okay. They have Joe Burrow, but most of the time he hasn't been.
And who's their running back to look out for? Do you know Mixon or something like that or something? No? Not sure?
Not sure.
All right.
I know the kicker, though.
You know the kicker. Oh yeah, that kicker. That's the one
Evan
who's got.
McPherson.
Yeah, he's got a really strong leg. And Ryan's a kicker. Ryan actually kicked an 18-yarder today, just a few
20
minutes
yarder.
ago. A 20-yarder. That's right. He had a 20-yarder. My bad. He got 2 more yards on it. Great kicking, buddy. But all right. So now, who is the better defense, the Rams or the Bengals? What do you think? Rams again. All right. So now, what do you think the score will be?
32-14.
32-14. I'm guessing you're thinking the Rams are going to win. So Ryan thinks the Rams are going to win 32-14, and that is going to be a blowout. I hope it's not a blowout because I like watching the game, and I hope it's not over early. You know, Joe, who do you think is going to win?
I actually have to go with probably, again, the Rams, just because they have such a good offense. They can move through. Even if, like, the Rams have a rock-solid defense, it's only going to be a matter of time before your defense is going to break. If you don't have a good offense, you're not going to win. Because here's the thing. Offense is the best defense. If you have a good offense, you can keep getting it in and just overwhelm the defense. Even if your defense is rock solid, your offense will find a way to get through. It's actually been shown by the Islanders. The Islanders have a rock solid defense, but when they're playing against someone like Tampa, who has a really good offense, Tampa can really win because the offense can sweep through. It's only a matter of time before the offense sweeps through.
Yeah.
And that's how I see games.
Thanks for reminding me of the Islanders losing 2 straight years to Tampa in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I'm talking about hockey now, but it's the same principle.
Of course.
So your
what do you
offense
think the score
is
is
good.
going to be?
Probably not as big as a broad as Ryan was predicting. My best guess would probably be about a double. I probably would guess like 24-12.
All right, so 24-12 Rams. I'm going to be a bold predictor on this one. I'm going to say the Bengals are going to win the game by the score of 26-24 on a last-minute kick by, what's that guy's name? McPherson? McPherson's going to kick a 50-something yarder. So we put our predictions in. Everyone's going to listen to this podcast, and next week we'll talk about who was the better, who came the closest, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we got the Super Bowl food. We got the Super Bowl snacks, right? The dinners, the snacks. Mm-hmm. We got the game wrapped up.
The prediction.
What do you think about the commercials?
Commercials have gotten worse.
I know.
Actually, there was
really funny.
Yeah, but there was actually one Super Bowl commercial. I do want to talk about this one.
All right.
It was for It was Meta, and they launched like a Super Bowl commercial. It was like really bad. It was like they had like this like depressed dog. And he was like all depressed, and then he puts on like the metaverse helmet, and he becomes happy in the metaverse. Oh. So it's kind of like pushing that message, like escape from reality and go to the metaverse, which God. I feel like is kind of like it's just kind of like dystopian. It feels kind of.
You're right. It does sound dystopian. I'm depressed. Let me put on a headphones and a headset, and I'll feel awesome.
I hate the commercials. Most of the commercials I hate, but I do have the halftime show.
Oh, the halftime show. That's right. We totally forgot to talk about the halftime show.
Pepsi is sponsoring it.
Oh yeah, I heard of that. That commercial was really good.
Who's playing the halftime show again?
Mary J. Blige, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, a few other people.
So it's going to be My Time, this 90s style, right? All those guys were popular in the 90s.
I thought Snoop Dogg was a 2000s guy.
Yeah, a little 90s and 2000s. He started out in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
And he became more, I guess, mainstream, I guess, in the 2000s, where he's kind of mellowed out a little bit. But he was definitely a big popular rapper in the 90s. All right, so we have Mary J. Blige. You said Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Eminem.
Yes.
Nice. Going to be a good halftime show, right? What was your favorite? Do you have a favorite halftime show? Do you remember last year's? I don't remember. Oh,
definitely
last year's
was not worst.
Oh yeah, last year's was so weird. It was like
the weekend,
and it was
like
those
weird,
cult guys. It was like those cult guys, the ones with like the white outfits.
Yes, the weekend when he was going through that mirrored place, that mirrored weird.
Yes.
Right? Was that last year's? Or was that was last year? Right?
It was bad. I don't like it.
Yeah, some of the halftime shows have been god awful, and some have been really entertaining throughout the years. And you know what? It should be interesting this year. And you know what? We'll talk about this year.
We can also see the Super Bowl national anthem.
Who's singing the national anthem? Do you know? I actually don't.
I can't remember the guy's name.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll.
But I know who's singing it. I can't remember his name though. I looked it up. They just announced it, but I can't remember who.
All right, well, listen, everyone, enjoy your snacks, enjoy the halftime show, and enjoy the game. Okay.
Also, it'll be televised on NBC in the United States.
Thank you, Ryan. Everyone's going to find it now. Channel 4 in New York.
If you want to look in your country, wherever you are in the world, all you need to look up is where is Super Bowl 56 going to be televised in whatever country.
Yep.
Well, most countries don't really watch the Super Bowl. It's mainly an American thing, but
most people do actually. If
it is
like
popular
Canada,
throughout the world.
it is.
I
did not know
like
that.
if it's in South America, you just need to look up Brazil, Venezuela, whatever you need to look up. That's all.
Enjoy the game, everyone,
and see you on the next segment.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to this segment of the Thinking in His Infinite podcast. And today's segment that we're going to talk about right now is an interesting radio story that I heard when I was listening to the radio while I was driving, and I heard a familiar name come up, and I remembered my kids talking about it. So there's this YouTuber that is running a contest where he's selling his chocolate bars. Now, if I'm saying anything wrong, I have my experts here to tell me, but he's selling chocolate bars, and if you win one of his special bars, you get to go to, I think it's Los Angeles, and compete for a chocolate factory, which sounds familiar to anyone older.
Actually, oddly enough, it's actually North
All
Carolina.
right, so
so you were actually wrong about that. It's Greenville, actually, right near Kayla's old school.
North Carolina.
Actually, near Kayla's old school. Remember?
No, that's Greenville, South Carolina. We're talking about Greenville, North Carolina.
All right,
Oh,
and
the
as
other
you can
ones.
hear,
The
I have
ones.
my two eager experts that are diving in because Dad doesn't really know YouTubers like they do. So we have Ryan again in this segment, and Ryan's going to tell us. First of all, let's lay the groundwork on who this guy is. Apparently, this guy has how many followers, Ryan?
90 million.
90 million subscribers.
90 million subscribers. So this guy is a huge YouTuber, probably one of the biggest YouTubers out there, right? I can't imagine many people being bigger than this guy.
There actually is. There's
three
YouTubers
others.
bigger. I think there might be a few more. There's PewDiePie, T-Series, and Coco.
Yeah, but all those YouTubers are kind of have fallen. PewDiePie doesn't get the views anymore.
Over 100 million subscribers.
I know, but PewDiePie doesn't get many views anymore. And PewDiePie doesn't get many views. As well as that T-Series has kind of fallen, and Coco Melon is kind of more for kids, so he's kind of like the big one.
But now I have two very eager people wanting to talk about this, but I gotta kind of coordinate between the two of you guys. So, all right, so there's this guy, Mrbeast, who does giveaways, right, Ryan?
Yes. I just want to say one thing, and this is the flavors that he has. There is almond, crunch, and just regular chocolate.
So 3 different type of chocolate bars, Ryan,
yes.
right? Okay, so he's selling these by a box or case or something like that?
It's a 10-pack box, and there'll be the 10 chocolate bars in there, and if it has a mystery ticket on it, then you'll be able to compete for a prize. I'm not going to say that prize yet, but there is mainly big
No,
prize.
the big prize is what I heard on the radio.
Yes,
you actually
and
get
it's
to
10 people, and you get to compete for a chocolate factory. You also get to compete. It's not compete, but it's just like you can enter for like other giveaways. Like there's like lots of.
So there's other prizes other than the main giveaway. There's secondary, third prize, third, fourth, fifth prize.
There's
whatever,
a lot of
right?
them, actually.
Yes, everyone gets a prize at least.
So how much are these boxes of chocolate?
$30 for 10-pack.
Have you watched any YouTube videos, Joe or Ryan, about people trying these chocolate bars? Do they taste good?
Yes.
They actually are good?
Yes, one person ate 216 chocolate bars.
So you're saying they're about $30, you said?
Yes, and he ate 216 because Mrbeast sent it to him because he wanted to see if they were good. So then he melted all the chocolate, all the different flavors, because he got the crunch, the almond, and the regular. And then he melted them, got this big tray, made a whole chocolate and ate all of it. And
So
I don't know how
here's a
long,
guy
but
who
it was
has
like-
raised his level to like Willy Wonka type of
Yeah,
status. It's
yeah.
insane. So he's actually bought a chocolate factory and he's going to give it away to the winner of this contest. That is a very interesting thing.
Unique idea.
It is. It's a unique idea that was in a book. And then it made into movies, 2 movies, right? It was started out as, I think it was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and then it was remade recently. So now you have this guy who has enough money to do
actually
this.
pull this off.
Now, the question that I have as an adult, okay, because you guys are the YouTubers, I'm the adult that barely goes on YouTube. You know when I go on YouTube? When I don't know how to fix a light in the house or something, or fix an electrical socket.
Okay, you're gonna talk first, Ryan, and then and then I'm gonna do this.
I'm going to ask Ryan now. Ryan, what made this guy so popular?
Basically, it started out when he was in high school, like, I don't know, 5, 6, maybe even 7 years ago. And he did very small challenges, very small videos. Then, when he kept doing, like, really big things, like giving his mom 10 grand that he got from the bank, and that blew up. And then when he did all these crazy challenges.
So his magical thing was challenges and giveaways. Is that how he made his money? Or made his way? Go ahead, Joe. Tell me more about it.
I do want to also tell a little bit more. Because I kind of want to talk about it too, because I actually I really like this guy. He actually gives away a lot of money.
And
he
also
runs, like,
to
food
homeless.
banks, and he gives money to the homeless. He has, like, he had, like, 2 charities. Like, one of them was, like, to replant trees, like, to clean up the oceans, and a lot of other things.
Okay.
$20 million that was raised for the trees and $30 million for the seeds.
So he's more of a philanthropist too, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
he
he's a
also-
philanthropist. He actually has a whole
Yes,
philanthropy
yeah,
channel, and he has
channel,
multiple
yes.
channels.
Interesting.
He
I
gave
didn't know
away
that.
10,000 turkeys on Thanksgiving.
Oh, so he's all right. So he's a guy who also is very charitable, who's also made a good living, and he's also giving back to the community, and he's also giving back to people who need it. If he's giving away turkeys to
Yes.
families that need it, that's a really great thing. So you know what? Here's a guy using YouTube for a good thing, right? And he's obviously making a lot of money if he's able to do a challenge like this, right?
Yeah.
So, do you guys plan on getting one of these bars?
Actually, I might.
I actually
You asked, you're not sure yet. All right.
I actually am planning on using some of the money. I actually have a gift card, and I actually might use some of the money to actually get it.
Get
like,
one
just to
case.
get one.
And it's actually called Feastables, and that's the company. And it's not just chocolate bars that he's going to be releasing. It's called his snack company. He didn't really specifically say, so I can't say, like, I don't really know.
So a question
but he
here.
might, like, release other things.
I have another question. All right, so are these only available on his like website, or can you get them in a
only on the
store?
website.
Is
No,
there?
we cannot get him in a store.
So he hasn't been able to get a contract with like a Walmart or
Because he
or
doesn't
a-
want to. He just wants it from his store.
Okay,
Yeah,
He
he
doesn't
kind
want
of
other
likes
people to make
running things
profit
himself.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Smart strategy.
Like he also did with, I think it was called Everyone Gets a Car, where it would be $35. You can get a toy Lamborghini, like a 5-pack of Lamborghinis. You can get an RC Lamborghini, or you can get a real Lamborghini, like actually to you.
So Joe,
So
I have an idea. What do you say we do giveaways?
Well, we'd have to grow a bit, but or get like the money from somewhere. But I feel like if we can grow,
We'll give away a toy car.
giveaways.
How about that? A little toy car to start, and maybe that'll get some things going.
Probably
No?
not.
No, it's not going to work.
Not at this point. No.
No, we're
We
not
would need to
Mr.
grow.
Beast status yet.
No.
All right. Well, we as the podcast grows, who knows? Maybe we can be not a beast. What's a little mouse, Mr. Mouse instead of Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast sounds really popular, right? Well, listen, I learned a little bit today, a little bit more about Mr. Beast. I learned that he's a philanthropist, right? Am I saying that word right? That's a tough word to say.
Yeah, you're saying it right.
Well, he obviously made a lot of money in his life, has 90 million subscribers, which
almost
is
100 million.
that's insane.
And when you get 100 million subscribers on YouTube,
like a
you get this
platinum
red diamond Baccarat crystal
red
from
diamond.
France shipped to you that is
So that is
worth a lot of money.
So that becomes, then you become in a very small company.
Like a crystal, like literally. I've seen other people get it.
So
and only 3 people have this award.
So now that I know that anytime the podcast we talk about YouTube, I go to Ryan, bring Ryan in. Anytime we have football, I talk to Ryan. Joe is like an expert on everything, but he's not so much on the football realm, but he knows everything about the YouTube also. I've never, it's so funny. I go on YouTube, like I said, I go on YouTube when I need to fix something in my house that I don't know how to fix. I'll watch a YouTube video over it and it helps me. I did not know this world existed. I guess because the videos I watch, it does an algorithm. Mr. Beast, yes. I've never seen him until this point.
Because it depends on what you watch to what the algorithm sends to you.
Yeah,
so
if you just watch those types of videos.
If you watch like challenge videos, Mr. Beast kind of videos, then it'll either pop up with more Mr. Beast or the challenge videos.
You want to hear a funny thing? Yeah. When I was on YouTube, for some weird reason, what came up was a dentist doing a root canal. And I actually watched it because I was like, oh, I've never seen what a root canal. And it wasn't a gross one. It was actually just showing they did it off I guess a cadaver or something like that. So you didn't see someone's mouth. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Now I get all dentist videos and stuff. They think I want because I watched one video.
You watched one video, it changed your whole algorithm.
It screwed up my whole algorithm. Now all of a sudden, every time I pop up, it's like, oh, how to do a root canal, how to do an extraction, how to do
a cavity.
I'm not a dentist. I just thought I was curious. I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
So that's basically
I've had
what
root
it
canals
is.
done.
Topics.
I didn't know what was happening. I was hopped up on Sweet Air and Novocaine, so I didn't feel anything. And obviously I didn't have a camera. I couldn't see what was going on. So I was curious. I'm like, oh, now I get all these dentist things. They think I'm a dentist now.
Yeah. That's just how good and bad YouTube algorithm is.
That actually happened to me too. I've listened to Spanish songs.
Yes,
remember? I listened to Spanish songs, and then if you've ever watched the previous episode, I listened to Spanish songs, and I kept getting Spanish ads brought to me.
Yes.
My ads would keep going in Spanish.
Advertisements. That also happens. I watch so many NFL videos, and the only thing that comes up is an Uber Eats NFL ad.
So since you watch NFL videos, they want you to get food delivered to your house so you can watch more videos and watch football games.
Yes.
All right. And with Joe, and if this was on a previous episode, I don't know, I think it might have been the Christmas one, Joe.
Yeah, I think so.
And I could not stop laughing. I've totally forgot that we had that conversation. And if anyone didn't hear that podcast, if you did, I apologize if we're retelling the story. But Joe was listening to Feliz Navidad or something like that over and over again.
And then doing other songs
and
that's Spanish songs.
So all of a sudden his ads on YouTube started coming up in Spanish. I thought that was hilarious. So it's funny how YouTube tries to predict what you like, and some of the things that come up is funny, and sometimes they miss. Obviously they miss with me. I have no interest in dentistry, but apparently now I get dentist videos popping up all the time.
I get sometimes you could just get random videos. Like one time
what was the weirdest thing that popped up on your YouTube feed?
Inside Edition. When I never even watch Inside Edition.
The show Inside Edition. Okay, and Inside Edition is like a gossipy show. It's not really a news show, it's more gossip. Joe, what was yours other than the Spanish songs?
The other odd one I think was really when I don't quite remember. I don't remember any really weird ones besides that. So I'm kind of stuck because I think there was one that was years ago where I got something weird, but I couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah, it's very interesting what they try to do, and they try to get you to watch something. And they do have a smart algorithm. I have to give you that. A lot of times they get things that I am very much interested in. But when they hit an algorithm that's funny, like the dentist thing, that was pretty funny. I have no idea how it popped in there in the first place. Look at mine. I'm while we're doing this on the air, I'm actually looking up mine. See, fixing electrical boxes because I fixed an electrical box. Football, some other stuff. Let's see. I don't know why Adopt Me's on there.
That's some games.
Oh, that's trending.
Yeah, sometimes they hit you with trendings and hockey. So obviously I watch hockey.
Trending comes
Football.
up as the most viewed videos. Can I have the record? I just want to show you.
Oh, you're trending.
So you could see that has 8,000 views in one day.
Oh,
so
okay.
it depends on the views and how many days
for people
for it to come
when
up
you're
as
podcasting,
one.
explore. Okay, so anyway, no one in the podcast universe can see what we're touching, but it's funny how YouTube can do this. And obviously, you know what? And that's probably how Mrbeast got so popular. Yeah. I have one funny story, right? One of my friends who used to do YouTube videos, right? And the most he ever got was maybe like 100 views and stuff like that, right? All of a sudden, one day, he gets all these alerts on his phone. He went from 50 views that went up to thousands, and somehow he got algorithmed, and all of a sudden everyone was watching his videos. I think it hit like 70-something thousand views on one video, and he goes, I have no idea why. And he was just know what he was doing. He was opening up. Ryan's a big football fan, you'll understand this. He wrote the New England Patriots a letter saying he's a Patriots fan, and is there anything you guys give away? And they gave him a little packet, and he unboxed the packet of stuff that he got from the Patriots, and all of a sudden it blew up on YouTube, and he goes, I have no idea how it blew up, but all of a sudden now I'm getting all these comments, and I'm getting all these views, and it went from like 100 to like 70,000 in one day. So I guess they can pick out too, right? What they want to algorithm and bump.
That is a thing with also collaborations on YouTube. Say, for an example, Mrbeast partners with his brother, because his brother also has a YouTube channel, and they do a big video together. They have done videos together, but just for an example, collaborations get both of the people views, because then they could see the person's point of view and the other person's point of view.
I think we should do that, Joe, with podcasting. I think we should find someone that's big into podcasts and do a collaboration. We do their show, they do our show.
Maybe.
That's a good idea, right? All right, listen, guys, thank you so much for hanging in there with our YouTube version and talking about Mrbeast.
And we'll see you in the IRL. Hey guys, welcome to our IRL segment.
And this IRL segment we had to pause and because Joe, as soon as he hit record, he sneezed. So I guess that's what IRL means. You know what? That's going to be one, Joe, that obviously we have a clip of it. I think we should release a blooper reel. We'll say
I actually deleted that.
Oh, okay. Well, too bad we still didn't have it, but we're still laughing because we just hit stop on it.
I was aware. He clicked record, and then he said, welcome to the thing.
Almost on cue. Okay, so we're in the Jeep Cherokee studios, and Joe, why don't you talk a little bit about your broadcasting program, because we've been touching base on that recently.
Okay, a little bit of news. I have actually gotten to my second anchor position. I've gotten to get to talk about what's going on this week at the broadcasting program and all the shows that we're doing, and that's going to be released on Monday.
That's awesome. And you know what we're going to do for this podcast, for the next podcast that we do? We are going to clip it and play it for everyone out there that doesn't have the ability to get on and see it. Because you know what? Although it's on we can post a link, but Joe feels a little uncomfortable about posting the link because it has all his students in there and stuff. All the other students, it's not just him. So, out of respect for that, what we'll do is we'll play it on our next podcast. Okay, Joe?
Okay.
And Joe, what else is going on, bud? And Ryan, thank you so much for joining us on this entire podcast. Ryan's been like kind of our special guest, right?
Yeah, he has a lot of sports knowledge and does know a lot about Mrbeast, more than I. So
we thought we'd include him. So I appreciate you being on the podcast with us, Ryan.
Yeah.
It is Ryan's third appeance, right? He's done an early one, and then he did one when he talked a little football, the playoff prediction,
and now I did the fast food one, and then I did the football Mrbeast.
Yeah. So listen, we're so happy that you guys have listened in, and you continue to listen in and commenting. Our Facebook page, we had the most comments that we've ever had, right, Joe? Last week we had a bunch of people commenting. So I think we're going to put it. Joe and I will think of a topic and we'll throw it on the Facebook page, and we encourage you all to comment, because anytime you comment, you know, it shows up on other people's feeds, and then more people may get interested in the podcast and give it a listen. And we encourage you, if this is one of your first times getting into this show, listen to some old episodes, look it up, and see which ones interest you. I think, Joe, this is our 18th episode, right?
I think so, yeah.
We've been doing this since September. We've had some fun ones. We've had some light ones. Some of the ones we talk very personally, right, about our lives.
That's true.
And we just encourage you to give them all a listen. They're short. Short ones, long ones, and in between, right?
Yep, like middle, short,
and,
long.
And listen, we thank you all, and we'll see you next week.
Bye. And that's the end of our podcast. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.